Well, let's hope that the audio works. Uh, oh, okay. It's not gonna let me do that in reverse. This is episode 171 of Genius Take the Wheel. Uh, Today I almost didn't make it. I almost didn't make it today, but I did. I showed up to work, and by showing up to work, I mean I showed up to um, to leg day / back day. Today was a hack squat day, and obviously I'm still working at um, about half the weight that I normally work at. Uh, because I'm still trying to rehab my left quadriceps tendon, and I expected the pain and discomfort to be a lot worse than what it was. So that means I'm definitely getting better. Um, my knee quad feels better than it did before, so I'm happy about that. Okay. So hack squat at 185 today, 3 sets of 5. Um, the rehab portion is not just about whether I can move the weight with decreasing amounts of pain and discomfort, but if I can also improve how I activate my quad so that when I am pushing heavy weight, the weight is on the muscle belly and not on the connective tissue where I'm having the problems. So that's what I'm working on right now. I am working on um, that. Obviously, I've been very unhappy with feeling like I have to slow my roll, so to speak. But I am seeing the benefits of it. I really wish that I had a little bit more energy to get a lot more of the heavier upper body work done that I want to get done. It's not really happening at the pace that I would like, but you know, I'm happy that I'm back in the gym every day. Yesterday I was in the gym. I hit that bench press at 225, 25 times, and Mrs. Evil stepped up. She said, I don't mind learning how to spot weight that's twice as heavy as me." So she didn't show a lot of fear. She, kind of trusted me to give her proper information. And, you know, it, it's really crazy. I've worked on the bench press pretty heavily now, uh, for a while. And, uh, it turns out that Mrs. Evil is one of the best lift-off assist spotters that I've ever had. And that's really crazy to me. And it was like her first time trying. Um, it was just really nice to see her really try and know that, if something went wrong, she was going to be the reason I died. Um, but me being able to get in, the reps um, on the chest press, that felt really good, and things are just going to get better. So I'm basically just ramping it up. Um, so not too much, leg discomfort today. I did go up a little bit in weight on the single leg extension. I kind of kept everything on the status quo on the single leg curl, and just really just trying to focus on getting the muscles to activate the way I want them to. Saturday, I have to really change up my approach to training because the UFC 308 happens at 10 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time. It's not standard yet. We haven't changed over the clocks. Um, so is it raining? So Saturday, the way that I look at it is I'm probably going to warm up my hamstrings, try to hit that maybe 315 on the deadlift. I'm going to go below my last working weight. Or if I do decide to do 335, I'm only going to do a few sets of three. I may do a couple of leg extensions. I got to keep that workout short because I pretty much only have an hour to get in the gym and then basically drive back home in time to open the show, to open a live stream. And then I have to pass the reins off to Mrs. Evil because I have a personal training client that is like, "Can you do 10:30?" Like, I have to host a show at 10 o'clock, but I'll have to disappear for about an hour to get that session in with that client and then come back to the show. So, you know, it is what it is. But today wasn't so bad. I did some upper back work. I basically, went from light to heavy. I went to like 209 for two sets of five on the lat pull down to like start to really feel that stress on my upper back. I didn't love how I performed at 209, but 209 pounds. But I did the sets and then I went down to like 160 something. It was like 167. These machines are set up kind of weird. Um, and, just kind of working on getting that good lat pull down motion in so I can go back to doing body weight pull ups and then weighted pull ups. I got to get that intensity and that fire and desire for training. I got to get it back, and I can tell you it's difficult. It's difficult. My enthusiasm is actually kind of low right now. But I went on a walk, or as Mrs. Evil call it, a walking date last night, and just talking about our lives and relationship. And we walked past this place that I used to work at when I was homeless. Ironically, I'm about to drive by this place in like the next 40 seconds. And walking by the security entrance to the building, looking at the cargo bay, looking at where I was 20 years ago. Can't believe it's been 20 years. I worked for that company a whole 20 years ago. That's just wild to me. I can't believe I'm this old. Um, Holy crap. Spent 6 years at that company, some of the worst years of my life. And to be able to walk past that place, yeah, I'm worried of that. You guys know that I love my little BMW Roadster. I love my BMW Roadster. But it's looking increasingly like I'm going to have to let that vehicle go. I've never had a car that I wanted to keep after the lease period ended. And now I'm dealing with that. And, I've been kind of stressed out about it. Like, how can I keep this car? How can I keep this car? Knowing that is probably not wise. But I really, really loved, really loved um, the experience of Catherine Anna Hauserman. How are you? I don't even need to read your name. I only need to see like the fact that one of my mods has a really long name and I know it's you. So I really want to keep my blue car. I spec'd it out with the colors and the whole bit, and we were walking past dealerships and stuff, looking at the Porsche Macan, and thinking, you know what? I might just have to give up the car that I really love in like 4 months. I'm just gonna have to give it back. Hey, yeah, yeah. Your long ass name is better for my safety, Catherine Anna Hauserman. Much love to you. Thank you so much for coming by. And I've kind of allowed a lot of the fear of the possible future to kind of pull me down a little bit, but the only thing I have to keep reminding myself is the only thing that I have to do is just keep working. Um, the only thing I have to do is keep working because um, if I work harder than I'm working right now with a little bit more confidence, um, things are really not going to be that bad, you know? And Um, I only have to remember when I was working at that company back in the day to think about how far I've come. I was when I was abandoned by people who were supposed to be my family, and I had these ambitions of being, an employee at a Fortune 50 company with great job security, and I was going to move up the ladder and get into management, and I was going to drive a nice car, have a nice house, and get, with my then fiance, and things blew up and everything got bad, and I ended up homeless working at a Fortune 50 company as a homeless man, aged 19, aged 20. And now over 20 years later, oh man, I the like, so it's really easy to look at the things that you don't have or the things that you fear losing. But if you put things in their proper perspective and you just kind of think about, um, like where you used to be and some of the places that you could be if, things didn't progress the way that you wanted them to. You'll learn to have more humility. You'll learn to be more thankful. My dad always said that I should always put gratitude in my attitude. That's what my dad always said. And my dad slept on park benches as a homeless man. When I went looking for my father when I was homeless, he was in a homeless shelter himself. Like father, like son, right? And before he passed away, I was proud enough to give him a couple of experiences that neither one of us thought that we would ever enjoy in our time on this planet. And I might not be as successful on YouTube or successful in business or what have you as some other people. But if I put things in their proper perspective, I can show the proper respect to myself and say, hey, like, dude, you could be doing a lot worse, given my history, given where I came from. And so it does quiet my anxiety just a little bit. Having to make tough decisions, tough financial decisions really sucks. And, but recognizing where I was and where I could be from where I was, I have to be very thankful for what I have, for the life that I still have, for the health that I enjoy, at least here on this 24th of October, 2024. You know, this time last year, I was on a cruise ship in the Atlantic Ocean, thinking to myself, wow, never thought that I would ever be on a boat like this. Lifting weights in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. That was really cool. That was really cool. I don't know. It's just There's just so much to be grateful for, so much to be thankful for. I have good people in my life. These are things that are important. It sucks to think that I have to give my Jane is back. How are you? Um, it sucks to think that I might have to give up my tiny blue convertible that I love so much. It really does suck. I ain't gonna front. It sucks. But I mean, if this is like the problem that I have in life, then I really need to keep things in their proper perspective. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to, again, like my dad said so many times, have gratitude in your attitude. You know what I'm saying? Life could be better, but life could also be so much worse. And it used to be very bad for me. And, I might have certain things that frustrate me from time to time. It's really not that big of a deal in the long run. It's really not. And I hope that this message has been helpful. If you're listening to the sound of my voice right now, you've probably more than likely have had way worse experiences than whatever you're going through right at this moment. And you think about those days where you weren't sure you were going to come out on the other end of those struggles, and you found a way, or you got help, you got assistance from other people that should remind you that there are good people in the world. So, you got to stay focused on what's important. Let's look at some comments before I get out of here. Thank you, Catherine. You cannot buy the convertible. So, it does not look like I'm really in a situation where I can do that, and have it be a wise thing. Um, it's likely that I'm going to have to cut some cost, and I don't really have a problem with cutting costs. I just really love my blue convertible, and I wouldn't really care if it was just like the SUVs that I've had. Like, the SUVs that I've had were nice for what they were, but by the time, the lease was up, I was ready to uh I was ready to give it up for something new. But I'm thinking that, right now, the smart thing to do would be to turn the vehicle in and pay the fees associated with the vehicle. You know. Catherine, my new wheelchair was delivered 8 hours after I flew back to Colombia. It is now in Switzerland. I don't understand your situation, Catherine. I really wish I understood, the whole South America, Europe thing you got going on there. Um, but yeah, I just want you guys to know that, like, putting your struggles in the proper context could do a lot to really not make the troubles feel as bad. I have a plan of what I want to do as far as, the here and now. And, I realized that if I wanted to get another nice convertible like car, I really only have to make some smart financial decisions in the here and now, and I can try to get a nice little car again in the future. Yeah, gotta have a good gotta have a good mind frame about these things. Things could be so much worse. Uh, if you have no car, you save a lot, and you can always get one. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So I have to get rid of this car. Um, one of my neighbors um just walked by. Um, um, I gave up this vehicle that I'm sitting in next September, and I was thinking of replacing it with a nice car that's cheaper and but it's really nice, having two cars, because we have two drivers. But we've got some plans to make our lives better and easier to live, and like like I was saying, and like Catherine said, I have options later. Not everything needs to be the way I want them to be right now. Because what would that make me? That would make me entitled, just like the people that I tend to dislike. So, trying to put everything in its proper perspective, continue to keep working for the better life that I want for myself. And, if we should ever win the Powerball, I know exactly where that money is going to go. But anyway, I'm going to go take care of myself. Gotta eat food that I don't want to eat, and other things. I really do think. Um, oh, one more comment. I went to Switzerland in the hopes to pick up my new wheelchair. Having it delivered on time, they failed. So now you have to have it shipped to South America or something? Hopefully, they'll give you a nice little discount because that does not sound great, them failing you in the way that they did. But anyway, I will see you guys much earlier on Saturday than normal. I will be really working to get in the gym on time so that I can get in and out back home so that I can open the show for open the show for our MMA, our TSP MMA fans. So much love to all of y'all. Thank you so much for continuing to rock with your boy, Dr. Evil Genius. I will be here in a couple of days once again. And I really hope that you guys have a wonderful day. Signing off.